Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. One of our latest offering, the Business Process Checklist, the Microsoft Playbooks alternative for creating scalable sales processes within Dynamics 365 CRM. Before we proceed with this engaging session, let me outline the webinar logistics for everyone's convenience. All the participants' lines will be muted throughout the session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them using the chat window, and rest assured, I'll do my best to answer as many questions as possible considering the time constraints. My name is Ninad and I'm the Business Development Manager for Inogic. Speaking of Inogic, a trailblazing service provider and ISP with an illustrious legacy spanning over a decade. Our unwavering commitment to excellence has led us to craft 15 plus exclusive Dynamics 365 products, setting us apart from the rest. Within the Dynamics 365 community, our presence is not only vibrant but also deeply cherished. Our blogs have garnered immense popularity and appreciation from the Dynamics 365 community peers, embodying our core philosophy of one click solutions. We diligently create productivity apps that simplify the lives of CRM users by reducing the cumbersome processes into seamless, efficient steps. Behold our impressive lineup of cutting edge applications. First, Maplytics, a Microsoft Dynamics 365 certified gem. It empowers businesses worldwide to visualize, plan, and analyze CRM data on maps. With features like territory management, route optimization, and smart appointment planning, it is truly revolutionizing how businesses make decisions. One app that holds a very special place in my heart is the subscription and recurring billing management. Its robust platform empowers subscription based businesses with seamless management of recurring billing processes within the Dynamics 365 CRM. And there's more. Allow me to introduce Map My Relationships, a true visualization marvel. This solution provides a captivating mind map view of the Dynamics 365 CRM data, enabling users to visualize connections and relationships between entities in a single intuitive interface. That's not all. Our expertise extends beyond creating these awe inspiring applications. We are also trusted SI. We stand ready to assist partners and customers alike with top notch offshore development services. Whether it's customizations or groundbreaking ideas, we are here to bring your vision to life. Inogic is more than just a company. We are a force of innovation fueled by our passion for delivering excellence. Reach out to us at crm@inogic and together let's transform possibilities into reality. All right. So before kicking off this exciting webinar, I have a very simple poll I have a simple question for you. On your screen, you might just get. Now, I can see a lot of audience for today's webinar, and I'm really curious to know what sparked your interest in registering for today's webinar. Please feel free to cast your vote. Whether you're curious to know about more about our business process checklist solutions, whether you are in need of a Microsoft Playbook alternative, whether you want to learn and improve your knowledge, or any others. Do let me know because that will really help me shape my webinars content for you. Great. Thank you. Thank you for taking out your time and casting the vote. So today we have got a lot in store for you. We'll begin by diving into the challenges that you might be facing with your day-to-day activities and explore the best plan of action to tackle them head on. After that, we'll deep dive into the importance of playbooks in CRM to supercharge your productivity. But that's not all. We have also got something very special for you, a live demonstration of remarkable features of our business process checklist. And we'll be also addressing most of your doubts and questions in our FAQ session. And for the last leg, a lively Q&A where I'll be opening the floor for all of you to participate and get your queries resolved, of course, via the chat window. So let's see, in many organizations, there are various tasks that needs to be completed regularly, be it daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Now, despite using and leveraging Microsoft Dynamics CRM, these organizations probably have struggled with effectively adopting and utilizing the CRM system. Alongside this challenge, many of them also face difficulties in maintaining consistent implementation of their business processes. Now, through my conversations with prospects and customers, a common issue that I have noticed is the lack of standardized processes. Now, let me illustrate this with a real life example. During a discussion with one of our customers, the sales manager expressed dissatisfaction with how his sales executives were handling the lead nurturing process. Despite receiving a steady flow of leads, the team was also struggling to close the deals. Now, there were instances of missed tasks, missed follow ups, particularly when the team member was absent or unavailable. Now, this lack of visibility into each other's actions caused inefficiencies and definitely hindered some progress. As an alternative, the sales manager tried advising the team to follow some predefined task, but he desired a solution that could enforce the best practices more effectively. That's where the concept of playbook comes into the play. A playbook, from my perspective, serves as a guidebook for an organization's best practices and enforce compliances along with recommended responses to various situations. It definitely acts as a set of rules or guidelines that the user can follow to ensure consistency and mitigate risks. Let me share some interesting numbers related to Playbook to highlight its impact and importance. The playbooks have proven to boost the user productivity by an astonishing 30 to 50%, resulting in a 15% increase in the internal rate of returns and an very encouraging 70% rise in the project success rate. Impressive, right? When you incorporate playbooks into your processes, you can anticipate a range of advantages. Now, they definitely bring increased productivity, help automate complex tasks, reduce the need for manual work, and significantly improve the overall efficiency. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key features offered by our business process checklist solution. The business process checklist is a powerful tool designed specifically for the dynamic CRM users, and it serves as a valuable aid for simplifying and enforcing business specific playbooks, guidelines, and policies at every stage of a process. Think of it as your one stop solution to ensure smooth and consistent execution of the best practices within your team. With business process checklist, the managers can create a step-by-step plans that outline the exact procedures the team members should follow. Now, this ensures that everyone is on the same page and adhering to the most effective strategies. The best part is that you can seamlessly integrate these plans into the out of box business process flow. But don't worry, if you prefer a more tailored approach, you can also utilize custom groups in our solutions. And I'll make sure to explain that in detail during the demonstration. One of the key advantages of using the business process checklist is that it allows you to set up various activities and actionable steps. This includes automating tasks such as sending emails, creating phone calls, or even integrating your custom activities to suit your unique business needs. Once the plans and the activities are in place, the users can easily access and follow the predefined plan step by step, making their day-to-day tasks more structured and efficient. Not only that, but both the managers and the users can track the progress of their activities throughout the day. This means they can stay updated on completed tasks, the tasks that are overdue, and even the ongoing activities, enabling better visibility and accountability. With that being said, let's deep dive into a live demonstration of the business process checklist solution, where we'll explore most of the features that I mentioned in action. We'll also see firsthand how this tool can streamline your business processes and enhance the productivity across the board. Now, let me switch from my presentation to my CRM window. So for today's webinar, I have already installed, activated, and configured the business process checklist with a few plans. Now, as you can see, I have logged in as Sam. Let's say Sam, which is me, represented by me currently, is a part of the sales team. Now, let's see the business process checklist in action. Let me create a lead with a lead source as web. Now, why I'm selecting the lead source as a web is something which I have kept it for the configuration part as well. So when we look into the configuration of the business process checklist, I'm sure you will get a more gist of why I'm selecting a particular lead source. Just to give you a heads up, our solution is easily configurable as per your business use cases. And for today's webinar, I have just taken a couple of use cases where a lead is generated with a lead source as web. And in the next part of the demonstration, we'll be also taking a lead with a lead source as a partner. So these are the two use cases that I'll be covering today. So let me just first create a new lead. So as you may have observed, I've just entered the pre-filled topic, which is interested in Kanban board, one of our visualization apps offered by Inogic. So let me just put in my name over here and let me enter my email ID. And as I was mentioning, I've just applied a condition where I am selecting the lead source as web. Now, let me just save this lead and observe certain changes that will happen under the business process checklist section. So let me just hit on save. Now, ideally, what happens in the real world is, let's say we start creating a lead when someone shows an interest in our product or service. Then we take a more personal approach by sending an introductory mail manually. Following that, we definitely engage in a series of thoughtful follow-ups with the lead, which are again done manually to nurture the relationship and encourage them to participate, let's say, in a demonstration call. Now, the purpose of this call will be definitely to showcase the value of our offerings. And we want our lead to activate the solution, activate the trial license. And once the trial license is finished, the next step is the negotiation phase. This is where we discuss the terms and conditions. And this may also involve the elements like finalizing the order form, issuing the purchase order, as well as arranging for the payment. Now, it's important to note that each organization operates differently. So we understand there's no one size fits all approach. However, with our business process checklist, we empower you to create tailored plans that align perfectly with your organization's unique way of functioning. Now, let me just hit on refresh. And you may observe that the business process checklist has got something. It has got a work plan, it has got qualify, develop, propose, close, and some of the steps on the actions associated right here. And you may also observe that an automation has already been initiated. An email with an introduction has already been sent to my lead. The biggest advantage of using this is that we can make your sales efforts more efficient and successful. Now, as you can observe under the business process checklist section, the steps are automatically created and all these steps will auto attach to this record automatically. Now, as you may have observed, we have qualify, we have develop, we have propose and close. But what are these? Why are they present even here? Now, you will find a striking similarity of the out of box business process flow with the same stages. So as we can see, we have got qualify, develop, propose, and close. Now, as I had mentioned during the key features of the business process checklist solution, that our solution is perfectly capable of creating activities that align with your out of box business process flows, as well as in case if your business process sorry, if your business use case doesn't follow a particular business process flow, we can definitely use some different categories using custom groups that I'll be touch basing in the next section. Fine. So let's have a look at as you can see, the first one, which is the under the qualify, the send introduction is already done. If you want, we can also just click on this particular record, open it, and see what exactly was the email that was sent. Now, once this step has been completed, you may observe that the next one is, oops, sorry for the delay or the lag. So as I had clicked on the record, it shows that the email has been sent with whatever the template that you have selected and so on. Now, since this step is already completed, you may observe that the second one is currently highlighted in a blue color, which means that all these steps are interdependent. First, I cannot move to the third step unless the second step is completed. So a general sales process would be having just maybe gathering information or what would be the band, like the budget, authority, need, uh, time, everything. Once I get all this information, I will definitely mark this as completed. And once I mark this completed, let me just save this. And now you may notice that I have the third one, which is highlighted in the blue color, since I have completed both the steps. And you may also observe a certain timer with it. Now, this is again one of the feature that we have provided with the business process checklist, because you may require to have a gathering or a discovery call, and for that a certain that needs to be done in a certain time frame. Let's say from within a 1 day from which the lead has been created, we need to finish it off. So even that is supported by our solution. Now, after successfully completing all the steps, let's say I have qualified this. So let's do one thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and qualify this lead. Now, as and when the lead is being qualified, another interesting thing that is going to happen once the lead is qualified is, so as I can see, my lead is successfully qualified. Perfect. So let me just go back. Let's say yes. And here is my lead. Let me just hit on refresh. And since I am in under the business process flow, since I am under the develop, here is now the develop that has been activated. So I can now go ahead with the steps that are predefined under the develop stage itself. So imagine if you have a certain business use cases, or if you have a certain steps that needs to be followed by your sales team member, or for that matter any other team member, then as a manager we can just create a work plan, and then we can associate certain steps with the work plan, and as a team member I just need to follow these steps to get the job done. Now, this is like I was saying, this is merely symbolic for the webinar purpose. As a manager, you can completely define the steps that you want your team members to follow religiously under each stage as per your organization's requirement and playbook. Now, I particularly remember one case where one of my customers had onboarded a new sales team member. Now, with all the action and the activities very defined, the newly onboarded sales team member was very well acquainted with the organization's culture as well as the steps that needed to be followed. And that newly onboarded sales team member became very, very productive very early and delivered fantastic results in very less time as expected by her manager and the top management. Now that's the power of the business process checklist solution that is brought onto the table. Now, well, so far so good, right? Now let's take it to the next level. Now, as mentioned earlier, all these records are attached to this. All these actions and activities are attached to this record only. However, as a sales team member, I might be working on multiple records. So is there a way I can see my to-do list for the day? Well, certainly. Let me switch to my business process checklist tab and let me hit on plan step items. Now, as you can see, I have got all the items that as a user I need to do, and our solution is shipped with multiple views as well. So let me hit on my day, and it will outline all the open actions activities that I need to complete for today. Now, since I had created a new lead with my name, here's the get customer requirements, the exact place where I was present under the develop. Here's my get customer requirements that I need to finish it off today. Now, let me give you a very, very real time use case. So as a sales representative, from the business development angle, when I want to get the customer requirements, let's say via email, or maybe let's say via a phone call for that matter, or maybe a Teams call for that matter. So what happens is, many a times I come across a scenario where my customer or the prospect says that, hey Ninad, you know what, I want to have this particular call. However, my calendars is very, very booked for today. Can we make it a couple of days later? Now, as a person using the business process checklist, it's very easy for me just to change the due date of this particular action. So instead of today, let's say he wants to do it on a Friday, I'll just say, okay, here it goes. And now, where's my card? I am not able to see the card. Well, it's not going to be visible under the My Day specifically. However, if I just say change the view to upcoming items, here's my card, which was postponed from today to 28 because of customers non-availability of the calendar. Another use case is, let's say this particular client is extremely important for me. So what I can do is I can also star mark this, and now it will also appear under the important items. Now, all I need to do as a sales representative is just have a look at this particular view once or twice in a day, and all my important actions will be visible right here. With this view, I can definitely prioritize the prospects and the clients that I think are extremely important. Now, in a nutshell, we have shipped the business process checklist with multiple views, and as per your requirements, you can select the view, identify, and perform the task. So, right now, what we saw was a lead that was coming from a website. However, let's say you want to perform a separate set of actions if the lead is coming from a different source, let's say a partner. So I've got another open lead right here. Let's say you want to have a certain actions, like maybe when we are getting a lead from a partner, we also want to onboard the partner. So what we can do is we have to onboard the partner, we have to do the partner training, and then we have to follow up with all the partners who are with whom I'm having certain discussion. So what I'm going to do right now is I've just pre-filled the topic, the first name, the last name, and the email. And now before saving, I'll just change the lead source to, let's say, a partner, and let me hit on save. Now I have created a completely different plan uh, for the leads that are generated with the partner lead source. So let me just refresh this. Let's give the solution a couple of moments while it loads. And here it is. So right now, if you observe, the first major difference that you would notice is now I don't have any kind of dependencies with, or any kind of similarities with the out of box the business process flow. These are altogether a separate categories that I need to take it up. Also, you may observe that, let's say, once this lead is created, I need to do, or I need to conduct a needs assessment. So I do some research, I uh, get I gather a lot of information about the partner. So my this step is completed. Great, perfect. Now I actually am preparing a comprehensive welcome package so that I can create a great first impression. However, the partner, in this case, Mr. Sheldon, is in a hurry, and he wants to schedule a kickoff call on an immediate basis. So as a sales representative, I will definitely honor his request, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule a kickoff call. So I can say, hey, my kickoff call is also done. Now, previously, in the previous example, I had demonstrated where this business process checklist section was following the out of box business process flow. However, now I'm demonstrating an example where this business process checklist is based on the custom groups, a topic that I had assured I will touch base while explaining the features of business process checklist sometime back. So the custom groups comes in really handy in case your organization has certain processes that don't follow the out of box business process flow. So now you will have the ability to create your own categories by using our custom groups. So let's say, like I had mentioned, I conducted the needs assessment, and I've also scheduled a kickoff call as well. Now, what you must have observed is that the steps are not dependent on each other, unlike in the previous example, where I had to complete the first step before moving to the second, complete the second step before I move to the third one, and so on. Now, this goes without saying that just like previous example, all these records are attached, all these actions and activities are again attached to this record only, and they can be definitely viewed in the business process checklist with a view which is named as all checklist items right here. So here's my Sheldon Cooper, here's my prepare a comprehensive package because I have got the other ones completed. Now that you have experienced the features and the functionalities offered by the business process checklist solution, let's have a look under the hood and check what goes in the configuration. Now, I've logged in as the admin user, so let's have a look at the plans that have been created. Now, we actually used a couple of plans. For the first example, it was the lead nurturing plan, and the second example, it was the partner onboarding plan. Let's quickly dive in a little bit of details. So as we can see under the plan details, I've provided a name. You can provide an optional description, and then we have to select the plan for whether you want to plan this particular for a existing business process flow or a custom group. Now, since for lead nurturing, I had selected the business process flow, I also have to select the which out of box business process flow is going to be used. Then comes the plan execution type. It basically takes a couple of values. It either takes a process or the checklist. A process, please select the plan execution type as process, in which the steps will be dependent on the completion of the previous steps. However, as I had demonstrated few moments back, during checklist, the steps won't be dependent on the completion of the previous steps. The next is the priority order. Now, here I have kept the priority order as 1. Now, this priority order comes in really handy when you are creating multiple plans on this against the same entity. So, as you may have observed, I do have a couple of plans for lead entity. So, which one will be taking the priority? Now, that can be defined with the priority order. The next one is the criteria mode. Now, as you may have observed, there were a separate set of actions that were happening when I was selecting the lead source as a web and a lead source as a partner. Now, that is achieved with the help of the criteria mode, selecting it as advanced and then providing the appropriate fetch XML, which can be easily downloaded from the advanced settings and the advanced find. As you may have observed, I have mentioned a condition right here which says that the lead source code is 8. 8 is basically representing the web. Now, once I have set up the plan, I also need to manage the steps. What's going to happen under each steps? So as we can see right now, it doesn't allow me to open or edit anything. That's because my plan is already published. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to hit revise, which will allow me to edit certain steps. I'm just doing the revise so that I can show what goes or how we can configure each step right here. So under the qualify, you may have observed we can send the introduction, then client needs, and the requirement calls. And under each step, I have associated certain actions. So it's really, really easy to add a step. So all I can need to do is just create a plan step. Let's say, for example, after the requirement, I need to send a quote. So all I need to do is just give the appropriate name. Let's say send quote. And remember the waiting period that we had mentioned. Like, if you want to send the quote, let's say 1 day after the requirement is gathered, all I need to do is just hit on number 1 right here and hit on save and close. So once I hit on save and close, a new step would be added right here, and then we can easily add a new action by just hitting on create action. The options that will be provided are email, phone call, and task. And once you select the appropriate task, you just need to hit on save and close, and that action would be added right here. Great. Once all your steps, all your actions that you want your team members to perform are defined, the only action or the only step that remains is hitting this publish button. So once you hit on publish, if we create a new lead, all the new steps, the new actions that you have added would be automatically reflected under the lead that you create. So let me just uh, go back to the plan, and let me very quickly talk about the partner onboarding plan as well. Now, within the partner or onboarding plan, you may have observed that it's really similar when it comes to details. All I have done is, instead of selecting the business process flow, I have just selected the custom group, and the plan execution type has been set to checklist. Appropriate fetch XML has been also provided, with which it checks that the lead that is being generated is of the partner lead source. And then under the manage steps, we have all the three things: the partner call, the partner training, the partner follow. So even if I hit on revise, you'll get what steps needs to be followed, or what steps are to be completed under the partner call, under the partner training, under the partner follow-up, and so on. Wow. Now, don't forget the publish button so that the plan is published. And that's the business process checklist for you, let's say at 100 feet level. Now, as you glance at the business process checklist, I want you to envision how each item could fit into your own organization. Perhaps you're already thinking, I can use this feature to make my this process more efficient, or that feature would really help me streamline things. I can definitely sense your excitement, and I completely share it. Now, to dive deeper into your interest and gather everyone's thought, if I may, I'm just launching a very quick poll, which is: which business process checklist features do you believe are most beneficial to your organization? Whether it's automate advising team members, define team actions and use plans for business process checklist, uh, business process uh, business process flows, standardize best practices and team actions, track the progress of the tasks, and so on. Track the progress of tasks. Very true. Very true. Standardize the best practices and define team actions and use plans for custom. Great. True that. Yeah, I completely understand. Like, I can relate with you. I really cannot hit on one particular option. I want all of them. True, true. So track the progress of the tasks is the clear winner right now, with almost uh, wow, automate advising. I was about to close the poll, and now I'm starting to get more and more responses. So really can't have a clear winner. Define team actions and use plan for custom groups. Great. So thank you guys. Thank you for casting your vote. For time being, I'm just closing this particular poll, and the winner is the third option, which is define the team actions and use plans for custom. Sorry. Wow. Let me switch back to my presentation. Now, business process checklist is supported on Microsoft Dynamics version 9.1 and above, and of course for the Microsoft Dataverse as well. It can be deployed on Dynamics 365 online. Now, before I open the floor for the Q&A session, let me walk you through the frequently asked questions that I generally encounter during the prospects and the customers interaction. So what is the difference between process type of a plan and a checklist type of a plan? So fundamentally, when it comes to process type, the steps are interdependent. So you can't go to the second step before you complete, or before the team member completes the step one of it, or the action one out of it. With checklist, there is no such interdependency. Is the business process checklist compatible across devices? Definitely, yes. We do leverage the dynamic CRM. So whether we are talking about desktop, laptop, tablet, mobile, it works seamlessly. Does it work with Microsoft Dataverse? Yes, it definitely does. Can I configure the plans for my users for custom entities? Yes, you can. And finally, how to get started. Now, I'm actually very delighted to invite you to explore the business process checklist and its incredible impact on your businesses. To get started, I highly encourage you to download a fully functional 15 days trial from our website, inogic.com, or from Microsoft App Source. Now, this trial will allow you to experience the true power of our solution firsthand. Once downloaded, please take some time to configure the software to gain a comprehensive understanding of its capabilities. Needless to say, if you face any issues or if you need any assistance in configuring the solution for your business cases, or if you want a one-on-one demonstration, just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. I'll be happy to assist you further. With that, the floor is yours. I know we are a little bit short on time right now, but as promised, I'll try to answer most of your questions. Okay, so will you be assisting with the configuration of the business process checklist? Definitely yes. Like I just mentioned, do download do download the trial, activate the fully functional 15 days trial license of the business process checklist, drop an email to crm@inogic.com. I'll be happy to pick it up, and I'll ensure that I assist you in configuring the solution as per your business use cases. So in case you get any questions, even like we'll be sharing the recording of this webinar. So once you watch the or rewatch the webinar, if you strike with any question, just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. I'll be very happy to revert back on the email itself. Okay, then I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining with us today. I truly enjoyed the opportunity to be your presenter and share our business process checklist solution with you. Now, I sincerely hope that you found the session engaging and informative. I encourage you to share your valuable feedback with us. We highly value your input and look forward to hearing from you. Now, before we part ways, let me remind you to stay safe in all your endeavors. I wish you a fantastic day, an exceptional week, a fulfilling month, and an entire year filled with successful tick marks from the checklist and your personal and professional accomplishment. Until we meet again, take care and goodbye.